Hello and welcome to the special edition of Talk Time. My guest today is veteran political leader from Nagaland, Dr. S. Jamir, who is also a former governor of Maharashtra. Dr. S. Jamir, welcome to this special edition of Talk Time. 27 years of negotiations and still the deadlock in the Naga peace process continues. Dr. Jamir, what are your thoughts?
It is very interesting of this political dialogue when the underground leaders they want to have dialogue in foreign countries in the presence of a third country. Government of India said yes, yes, yes. For the last more than 20 years, they have discussed at different places in foreign countries, and at long last they have come back to India. And during this more than 20 years of negotiation, I believe they have discussed every word, every sentence, every phrases, every meaning of this negotiation. Most probably, they might have discussed threadbare about what is sovereignty, what is integration, what is flag, what is constitution. After so many years of political dialogue, both the parties have agreed to put down all this dialogue in writing. Ultimately, they have unanimously agreed to have this and black and white on 3rd August 2015 and the form of political agreement. And this was signed by Moiba and led Isaac on one side, on the other side by Mr. Ravi, the representative of Government of India in the presence of Prime Minister, Home Minister, and National Security Advisor. On that day, when they signed unanimously, we have watched with great happiness that they are shaking their hands, they are clapping their clapping over that agreement. And very importantly, the Prime Minister has made a very important statement on that day. For the first time, the underground leaders have agreed to be a participant in the Indian national life. And at that point of time, neither the government of India representatives nor the representative of NSNIM raised the issue of flag or constitution because all of them overjoyed with that agreement. So it was a feeling of Naga people that at long last, a new dawn of peace in Nagaland would come. That was the great expectation of Naga people at that point of time.
Right, right.
And
Now,
therefore, now, after series of negotiation, that agreement has been made, followed by another agreement which is called Agreed Position of 17 November 2017 between NNFGs and Government of India. And finally, again, both the groups they have already signed on 31st October 2019, according to the records made available to us. If this is a case, then how comes now raising other ancillary issues which were not discussed at that point of time? The rest I can answer. You can ask more questions.
right. Now, Dr. Jamir, despite all this, there is the deadlock continues. Now, the Political Affairs Committee of the Nagaland government has demanded a new interlocutor. Now, they said that it should be a central minister to take the process to a higher level. Do you think a new interlocutor can change the situation, can change things?
It is one of the strangest, I think, resolution passed by this consultative committee. May I tell you that what is interlocutor? Whether it is ministerial level or official level, they carried the power entrusted to them by the government of India. Not only that, when Mr. Ravi signed, Prime Minister was there, Home Minister was there, that he carried the voice of government of India, whether it is official or minister. And not only that, this exercise has been done even at prime minister level. So why, at this point of time, when everything is completed, only to ink the finality of this announcement, how comes about this interlocutor? Is it not an attempt to bring the entire exercise into square one? It creates only suspicion. Why, at this stage, again asking about the interlocutor, when everything is completed, interlocutor required when two parties would like to settle certain issues. So a go between that interlocutor on the behalf of government of India was appointed. So at this point of time, to ask new interlocutor, whether it is ministry level or other level, this I think we have to think this is $1 million question. Why is it now at this point of time when everything is completed? And is it the responsibility of this the political affairs committee to suggest this? I think underground people have not suggested, nor the government of India have not molded this idea. So how can a party which is not a party to the agreement do the negotiation, again asking interlocutor for what? When everything is settled, what will he do? That is
Right.
my idea.
Right. The government of India is saying that the NSC and IM is demanding a flag and constitution. Now, everybody thinks this is the reason why the talks are deadlocked. Now, if a new interlocutor, suppose, is appointed, do you think the NSC and IM is going to modify its demand? Do you think the NSC and IM is going to relax its demand if a new interlocutor is appointed?
May I have the opportunity to explain to this? Now, in the agreement, neither sovereignty nor integration appear. And then when there is no integration, that means Naga areas of Manipur will remain in Manipur, Nagas will remain in Nagaland, Nagas of Arunachal will remain in Arunachal. Then where will you use that constitution and flag? Number one. Now, all the competencies which are being discussed, if some of them are to be incorporated in the Constitution of India, it has to come through Indian Parliament. And if some of them need to be incorporated, it has to be in the Constitution of India, like Article 371A as a separate provision. And therefore, at this stage, to talk about Constitution and flag, I don't know why, how it comes about, because they have not discussed it when it was signed there. Secondly, the Home Minister of India has made amply clear in Parliament. In India, there's only one Prime Minister, one Constitution, and one flag. And when the position of India is so clear, and knowing that all this agreement have been made, and why at this late stage, just on dragging on this issue which had not been deliberated at that point of time.
Right. Dr. Jamir,
That is what.
right. Dr. Jamir, now there is another twist to the whole issue. The NNPG has directly blamed Chief Minister Nefurio for delaying the whole process. Now, the NNPG says that the Political Affairs Committee demand for a new interlocutor is an attempt to sabotage the solution to the Naga issue.
Instead of resorting to blame games, I would only suggest, I have been suggesting also, now that the only legitimate mandate given to the Naga people is state government, and therefore state government should pass a unanimous resolution supporting whatever had already been signed, because in the governor's speech, it was deliberated in the House, and they have agreed, they have already approved, and therefore they have reiterated that the state government of Nagaland stands by the agreement which already been made. Besides that, no other, whether it is facilitator, this interlocutor, that question should not arise. They should only say one thing: whatever we have already approved of in the House during governor's address should be reiterated. That's all.
Now, Dr. Jamir, what is the way forward? How do we move forward now? How do we break this deadlock?
I don't think there is any deadlock as far as this. I can view the situation. Government of India is very clear, and whatever have been signed is very clear, and therefore, Government of India have to ask whether you endorse whatever you have signed. Do you attach sanctity to what you have signed or not? Why should you go on talking? Either yes or no. That is the only thing. Government of India should be firm, and those people who have signed it should be firm, and they should be honest to what they have signed instead of dragging on and on. Because Naga people are tired. They are fed up with this. And knowing fully well that under the present circumstances, under the only the agreement which they have made, these are the best which can be made under the present circumstances. Because underground people also, they don't have a magic van, nor government of India. So they cannot change the world situation. They cannot change the situation in the country. And therefore, whatever they have done, I think it is in the best interest of the people of Nagaland and the best interest of the government of India. And we know that underground people, they have problem to tell the people. But I have been telling my people that whatever have been done, these are the best which is possible under the present circumstances. And therefore, we should also give due respect to whatever underground people have done. They have fought, they have tried, but whatever is done, this is the only possible under the present circumstances. And therefore, state government should fully endorse this, and whatever comes on behalf of the underground, then we should take care of if there is an opposition here and there. So this should also become part of a normal society. And once we are there, the problem can be collectively handled, not as today.
Now, you said, sir, that the Naga people are tired. Now, do you think this Naga problem is holding everything hostage in Nagaland? Do you think progress and development is a hostage to the Naga issue as far as Nagaland is concerned?
Definitely, there are so many prime ministers, there are so many commander-in-chiefs, there are so many authorities, both extra constitutional and constitutional, and everyone, they have to feed by one family feeds so many mouths, and that is the greatest burden for the whole Naga land. Number two, then people are now talking so much about extortions, not about this politics. Tired, people are tired, and therefore the leadership, both underground and overground, should realize that people want whatever has been agreed upon to pave the way for a normal, peaceful Nagaland which can march hand in hand with the rest of the country as a normal state. And development can take place in a normal state. And I'm sure once peace dawns in Nagaland, Nagaland will be one of the model state in the whole country because people, they have got the energy to do it, especially younger generation. There are different materials. They can compete. They can do it. But where's the space now? Because of this abnormality, there's no space for a younger generation. And therefore, we want that the younger generation should play not only in Nagaland their role in the country, in the world, because they have got the capacity to do that. But it is because of non-resolution of this political settlement that everything is in, I think, quagmire.
Now, that means, do you think the Political Affairs Committee, of the Nagaland government has made a blunder by asking for a new interlocutor? Do you think this is further going to delay the whole process?
I think that they have no authority to delay. It is entirely dependent upon underground and government of India. Because political authority, who authorized them to do that? It is a voluntary this organization. Neither government of India nor underground have authorized them to have this political committee. It is a voluntary one, and this is not binding neither the underground nor on this government of India.
Right. Now, Dr. Jamir, we have seen so many breakaway factions of the NSCN. The NSCN is split into so many factions. Today, we are talking about the NSC and IM, we are talking about the 7-member NNPG, but there are other NSCN factions which is outside the ceasefire, which is outside the purview of the ceasefire. Now, do you think this will further complicate the situation?
I think once two agreements which have been already signed, these are completed, these are inked, the rest, it will just disappear by themselves. Why? All of them are for political. One political issue is solved, then the entire thing will be dissolved. Because where will they go? What will they do? What will they speak? There will be no agenda. And even though there is no agenda also now, because unfortunately, Naga politics has replicated the tower of this Babel and our this Bible. It is exactly like that. So many groups, like different, speaking different ideas, different languages.
Yes.
The same people. And therefore, once settlement comes, that the Tower of Babel's replication will be disappeared.
Now, Dr. Jamir, you see, there can be only one Naga peace accord. There can be only one peace accord, one Naga peace accord. But we have so many groups. Is it practical? Is it possible really to bring all of them together and make them sign on that one agreement?
Well, since two official agreements are there, and if any group or any party don't agree with that, they'll be treated as only law and order problem, not political issue, my dear friend. Who doesn't know, who doesn't like to sign on political agreement, then they will be treated as law and order.
Right. But this has the possibility potential of making things complicated, isn't it? So many groups. We know only about the NSC and IM and the NNPG. But what about the groups which are outside the NSC and IM and the NNPG?
Why should they think about? Don't never expect 10%. Naxalite problem is there even today, though we have solved long ago. So this will be a part of the law and order. But when political issues are not there, then the burden of the people will not be there. It'll be the burden of the law and order enforcing agencies who will deal with it. The people will have peaceful life.
Dr. Jamir, question comes, what will happen after the accord? Who will be at the helm of affairs? There are so many groups, there are so many leaders.
Once settlement comes, they'll all become one, not in the term of factions. It'll be signatories. Among them, leaders are there. So it is the responsibility of the governor or the government of India to bring them together who should be what in that interim arrangement. And naturally, these advisors from central government also will be there. And in order to work out how to rehabilitate them, all this will have to be done by the interim government. And there will be lots of advisors from central government also in order to implement this during a specific period of time. And therefore, there will be no problem. Who should be accommodated? Who should not be accommodated? It is entirely depending upon their competency, capabilities. Number one. Secondly, since most of the leaders, they will be in Manipur, some of them will be in this Arunachal. So only Nagas will be here. No, there will be no problem. Moiba will be in Manipur, Ate will be in Manipur, but only those people who are Nagas, they will be here. So it is our own problem, and there will be no problem among the Nagas also.
Right. Now, Dr. Jamir, what is your advice to Chief Minister Nephew Rio? What would you like to tell Chief Minister Nephew Rio?
Chief Minister doesn't require any advice from me. Since he is the Chief Minister, he should know that he is the representative of the Constitution of India. And he has taken oath of allegiance to the Constitution of India. And therefore, an elected Chief Minister under the Constitution of India should adhere to the sanctity of the Constitution of India and to maintain unity and integrity of India, whatever it is, because we have taken all the allegiance. So his role should be how to strengthen the unity of the country, how to have sanctity of the Constitution of India. That should be his role as a chief minister. If I were in his position, I would do like that.
My last question to you, Dr. Jamir, are you really hopeful? Are you optimistic or you are pessimistic as the days progress? You have seen it all. 27 years is a very long time.
I am always optimistic. Why? Because for the first time, the Prime Minister of India, whatever it is, he has taken decision. In his presence, a political, formal this agreement has been made, and it is on the table. It's only to announce. So I think I'm very optimistic that a Prime Minister who is very practical, he'll definitely implement without delay, and he should do it. I'm very optimistic. Not only that, Naga people are only longing, waiting for this. Who is opposing? People are not opposing it. They are only waiting the welcome news from the Prime Minister. So let him speak out. Let him do it. Come now, do it. And that will be the greatest message in this century for Naga people. Peace for the people of Nagaland.
Absolutely, that was Dr. S.C. Jamir, veteran political leader from Nagaland, former governor, always extremely candid and blunt with his thoughts. He has said a lot of things basically and said that there was absolutely no need for a fresh interlocutor, and he has said that the two sides have signed the agreements, the framework agreement as well as the agreed positions, so they should honor that and move ahead. Once again, thank you very much, Dr. S. Jamir, for speaking to Northeast Live.
Thank you.